All right, so I got this thing. Use the excavator, got it on the lift, or sorry, on the engine stand. Man, this is probably right on the limit for this Harbor Freight engine stand. I don't like the way it's leaning, but you know, it's on there. So first thing I'm gonna do is take off the head. And of course it needs those E-Torx bolts, so that should be fun. Okay, so take off the, I don't know, maybe this isn't a return line, you know? Maybe it is just a, you know, maybe it feeds the injectors. It's got to return somewhere though. I don't know, it's a low pressure line, so I'm gonna assume it's the return line. Yeah, these have definitely seen better days. It works, but I don't know, I might need to reevaluate when I put this thing back together, replacing these things. I mean, fuel lines are fairly cheap. You can see there's zip ties holding this thing on, so it's less than ideal. Yeah. So take off this fuel line. Turn one anyway. Okay. Okay. That. Now it's made a mess everywhere. Good. Just get right in there for now. Luckily, I love the smell of diesel. Alright, so now I need something. Yeah, just like this. Yeah, let's set it up there. What about these hot wrenches? Or sorry, wrenches. These items on. You have to make a take it's a lot less risky. And we have to take inside the earring. Get nervous. Get nervous. Looks like all the same. Doesn't get easier. Yeah, those two motion lights. That was some shot. Worst time possible. That's ready. Oh. Yeah, make it work. Okay. I think it's up on me. Oh, get in there. Ah, that's really. I think it will start away. Carry over the hose and get much inside here. Right. No, not on the board. Nope, just right. Oh, there we go. Oh, I did this. Alright, I see that for you. Probably start pulling use taking injector lines off. Yeah, work with that. No one's going to be shut socket, but you're looking for one's way. No, it's good situation. Okay. Good. That. Now take off the injectors. Looks like an E10. Yep, E10, good. Let's see the motion light shot, good. Alright, so we're back again, another day. Well, it's been a few days. A few days for me. So I just finished cleaning this thing off a little bit. I sprayed it off with a hose and some degreaser. Yeah, so it doesn't look too bad from the outside, but yeah, definitely a lot of grease and nasty stuff on it. So yeah, I'm gonna take off this oil pan, see if this weird warp in the middle is supposed to be there. I mean, at this point, I hope it is. Hopefully, there's nothing broken inside of there. You know, like the oil pump blew up or something crazy like that. And yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna take the oil pan off and take a look at the connecting rods, the crank journals, and probably knock out the pistons and just start replacing the rings. So yeah, we're gonna get this started and get some E-Torx bits. So I guess it's the E-Torx 10 again. All of them them look like I'll be able to get to them, except for the ones inside of here. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get to those ones. They're almost like I have to take off the. Maybe I can just take off this metal. But These three that are tied back here. These are see. I think it's 10 millimeters. I'll be 10 millimeter wrench to off this board. Right out. And what purpose is this? So I'm going to use the extra to light up tomorrow. No, got to use it. That's it. And that's the triple. All right. Oh, there's plenty of RTV on this thing. Holy smokes. About to break free that time. Alright, moment of truth. Oh. See some metal in there, so that's never good. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yep, less than ideal. Well, I mean, I knew I messed something up. I just wasn't sure what. Can't tell if these are bearings or piston rings. They look like bearings to me. They're really thin. I don't know if you can see inside of there or not. Tiny little slivers, probably 1/4 of an inch wide and pretty thin. Yep, so that's not great. So let's take a look down inside of here, see what we can see. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. Well, I shouldn't say that. Nothing too crazy. I was expecting to see there's the thrust bearing. They definitely got some play in them. Well, at least they were nice enough to label this for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do they label? Oh, they even labeled the. They even, yeah, it looks like they even labeled the journals. I mean the. Oh no, they didn't. I was wrong. All right. So yeah, so this is piston number 1, all the way to the left. Can't really see it, so this is piston number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm really just hoping there's a lot of side-to-side motion, that's for sure. A lot of motion. Yeah, let's get this pickup tube out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. One less thing to fight with. Put this in the oil pan with the rest of the stuff. Alright. So these are a weird connector. Is this a triple square? It's either a 12 point or a triple square. I'm sure there's a way to tell. I can't really tell from looking at it. I don't have any triple squares. But I guess we can see if they if a 12 point will fit on there. We're gonna see this fitting. I think it's a triple square. It could just be a 12 point. We'll get cylinder 1 facing, get it up top here so I can get to the bolts. I'm trying to find the flywheel. I'm going to get a flywheel, just piss at the top. Try to get off the bolts. Okay, that's at the top now. Let's see if the baby impact is strong enough to get it off. Yep, let's go. Alright, let's see how bad this is. Oh, I guess we're not. Wow. Put these back on a little bit. Tap it down with the mallet. Okay, that's separated. Alright, let's see what it looks like now. That bearing looks perfect. Well, not perfect. It's got a little bit of wear, but really not. It's still got that coating on it. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I don't know if you can see that well enough, but yeah, there's no scarring on it. I'm surprised. I figured these would have been screwed up. Maybe I got really lucky and it's just the piston rings. All right. Let's get a piece of wood and actually I might not even need one. I think the piston rings are completely gone because I just pushed it out in my hands. Oh, the Maya papaya, what are you up to? Huh? What are you up to, scaredy dog? Is the rain making you that scared, huh? You are a wimp. You're a lab. You're supposed to like the water. this thing to drop all the way down and fall out. We're almost to the end. Almost there. Right on the edge of falling out too. So it fell out, but here's the other half of the bearing. It really doesn't look bad. Does not look bad. Now these bored over. KO7. I don't see anything that says they're bored over, so that's not it. Piston rings, even the oil ring, they're all there. They're all there and they don't look burned. They don't look cracked or snapped. Set this to the side for now, I guess. And they didn't spin the bearings either. I was a little worried about that too. When they say spin the bearings, they mean that the bearing itself spins inside of this piece right here, or usually on the crank side of things, but it doesn't look like it spun a bearing, so it's something. Now let's try the big impact. This. It should not be on there that tight. Nope. Jeez. All right. Wow. The first one definitely was not that hard. I might as well break up the rest of these too. Hopefully that came loose and didn't just snap the bolt off. Okay. All right. This off. Ooh, this bearing. That's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see right there. Yeah, that's not, that line in the middle is not supposed to be there. Right? That's not damage. See, it's way down. Okay, that swings. Swing the pendulum now. Okay. Alright, so we got more wear. Oh, my hands are disgusting, so I can't, just messed it up. Yeah, that same mark. Piston rings look about the same. One ring's there, second ring's there, and the oil ring's there. None of the rings are stuck. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it'd be the piston rings. With how much blow-by there was, and the compression test failing. Yeah, I figured it'd be the rings, but oh, maybe it's not. painted. See how dark it looks? It looks almost like black. Oh, yep. Well, there's your problem right there. If you guys can see that. Yeah, it's not supposed to look like it got chewed up by gravel. Alright, so unfortunately it looks like it also damaged the journal. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. So, piston rings, again, don't look bad. O-ring looks fine. They're not stuck and they're not anything crazy, but the, yeah. You can see that this side's got a missing chunk. That's probably the stuff we saw at the bottom. Yeah, it's toast. It even wore off the side. Wow, that's pretty neat. So that's not good. This last one. Let's see how it is. A little bit of wear. Nothing horrible though. You can feel it with your fingers. That's not great. This, you can't feel anything with your fingers, so that's okay. You can't feel it with your fingernail rubbing on it. Not too bad. So I really think it's just that one. Oh, that was less than ideal. Drop the bearing right in, well, luckily the oil pan. This side wore a little bit more than the other one. So yeah, it's not great either. Alright, so I didn't destroy the piston rings on any of them. Seems really weird. Well, my compression was so low. Alright, so that's all of them. So the big paint marker on this says 12. Huh, I don't know what that means. I don't know if this thing's been rebuilt or not. If there's a way to tell, I don't know it. I mean, I don't know if they come from the factory stamped with numbers. They might, you just never know. But let me try to get this cylinder number 3 up to the top so you can see the journal. Can I do this by hand? Oof. Man, that's bad. So let's see if you'll be able to see it. Maybe you'll be able to see just how bad this is. You can almost even hear it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this crank is just destroyed. I was thinking it was that might have been a thrust bearing, but I think these are the thrust bearings inside of here. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's one on that side. And there's one right there on this side. I think those are the thrust bearings that set the play for the crankshaft. So, man, I don't think any amount of sanding is going to fix that. I even see like pieces of, it's like pieces of bearing or something right there next to it. Well, that's less than ideal, huh? Alright, well, at this point I'm wondering if I should take the, I'm gonna have to take the crank out anyway. You know, I'm gonna have to take the crankshaft out anyway to get, I mean, I could try a machine shop and see if they'll fix it, but it might even be too far gone for them. I mean, that's a lot of damage. And if I do that, then they're gonna have to grind it down, which means I'll have to get oversized bearings. I don't think. Thing is, if I take the crank off, I got to take off all the timing stuff up front, the flywheel, the thing that's the holding the machine onto this stand right now. I got to take off a lot of stuff, but yeah, I might have to do it. I mean, I don't use this machine a lot, so I guess I could try to sand this down, but I really don't think I can get that even remotely close to where it's supposed to be. And the thing is, if I sand too much material off and put a regular size bearing on, then it'll slip. So let me do some thinking and see what I'm gonna do. See about how much a new crankshaft will cost, things like that. If it's worth machining or if it's worth just trying to find a new one. I don't know how common these engines are. Deutz BMF 101, something like that, 1011. So I'll do a little more research and go from there. But for now, I think I'm going to, I'm just going to do some research and see what I can find.